How's it going? Welcome back to I guess another show. This is You Made Roscoe, and that's me, Roscoe. Um, Today is not going to be a reaction to like any songs or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to do this video kind of to put out I guess a message to everybody without having to answer the question repeatedly over and over again, which I feel like is something that's still going to probably end up happening, but it is what it is. But I wanted to do this video to kind of put it out there to everybody at the same time, if possible. You know, that I was going to actually be taking a step back from doing, these reaction videos for a bit. It seems as if it is, and it's a little hard, I suppose, to tell the world, your personal business. But I never really had an issue with, putting myself out there really, and kind of let the cards fall where they may, if you will. Um, but yeah, no, I will be taking a step back from doing this stuff for a bit. Um, as much as possible because it seems as if kind of just real life is kicked in, and nobody knows this, but I've actually been. This is primarily what I've been doing for uh, for months on end. I started doing the reactions on my page somewhere around January or so, but yeah, no, I had actually been out of work since what was it, like October, November, when I actually got fired from my job, which is crazy. But I had been working this job for some 6 years prior to that. But I got fired for like well, the technical reason is because of there's a point system, and once you get so many points, they have to let you go apparently. But um, there was really some other real issues that had to do with that. Really, what it was is that I was having a lot of issues with a lot of my coworkers, a lot of my higher ups, and it basically broke down to um, what it was is that I just have a different work style than most everybody. It seems like that I end up working around, but I actually take what I do whenever I'm doing anything very seriously. I try to put a lot of effort and all that stuff into what I do, and now I just come from a different era, and I think I've kind of been like that for the longest, because I technically, I've been like working, since I was like before I even hit double digits in age. I can remember I started out like I would be sweeping hair in the barbershops, and there was one store that was real close to my house when I was little that I would sell like snowballs and candy and all that stuff. And I've always been a grinder, always been a hustler, like for my whole life, damn near. And even in school, in those early years, like I would sell like drawings to kids and stuff like that. So I was always hustling. That's all I do. But yeah, no, I've always had like a strong work ethic. Um, always, just grinding it out like I would, and some of that is because of like some of the circumstances I come from. Like my mom she didn't have a lot of money and stuff like that when she was here, um, and God rest her soul. Actually, her birthday is coming up like in a couple of days at the time of this recording anyway. So, a happy pre birthday shout out to my mom. But yeah, no, I've always, because of like some of the circumstances we came from, I was just like anything that I could do to help out and that kind of stuff. And of course, sirens would come right now. So that means invisible shots flew. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I'll take a couple. But yeah, anytime now. Pass on by. Pass on by. Yep. All right, cool. So yeah. Um, so yeah, no, always been grinding it out as a kid and doing anything that I could to help support, my mom. It was just me, my mom, and my brother. So, we were doing, whatever we could to be helpful in that regard. But yeah, I always had a different kind of work ethic, to basically to put it simple. But going back to current day, and the reason why I ended up not having a job is because of I ended up in a situation where, you know, um, I would end up working with a lot of these younger kids. They were throwing a lot of younger people into the situation, and not just young people all the time, but there was some people who were probably closer to my age or even older in some regards. But a lot of these people, they didn't have the work ethic that I had, so there was a lot of things that I was willing to do that they weren't willing to do, and it just it ended up turning into the company basically taking advantage of me and the fact that I could do certain things that they weren't able to do or weren't willing to do. So I just refuse to be used in that regard, and I would have these back and forths with the higher ups, with the coworkers, and all that stuff, and it kind of led to an atmosphere being created to where eventually somewhere in that atmosphere narratives started being created, and they were trying to basically do anything that they could to get rid of me at that point. So um, they never were given any real reason, beyond the points, because I would always show up, I would always do what I was supposed to do, and throughout the years it was always the same thing. I had dealt with a lot of stuff throughout those years, a lot of bad management, a lot of just crazy, crazy stuff that I somehow survived through all these issues and all these crazy, and shot again for the sirens. Uh, yep, there we go. Anytime. Yep, yep. Okay. All right. So yeah, for years I had dealt with all these different issues, all this different stuff with this company, and it finally just came to a head. Like I said, narratives started being created that I wasn't doing my job, and what it really was is that I got to a point where they were trying to get me to do whatever was left over from other people's work and stuff like that, and I would complete what I was supposed to do. Apparently they weren't, and it just led to some stuff when I started refusing to do stuff that had nothing to do with me. At the end of the day, it was like I completed what I was supposed to do. I'm not going to be responsible for other people and they lack of not their lack of work ethic and not doing what they were supposed to do, and it just started turning into a zoo for me. So um, at some point, after a lot of back and forth between a lot of people in management and all this stuff, they finally had the thing with the point system, which that only came about because of what was it, last year in the summertime. I was dealing with like some back issues, and I actually asked one of the higher ups if I could take a week off from the schedule and all this other stuff, and they actually approved. They approved that whole thing, and then once I came back from that week or so being gone, they told me that I had to go through some stuff. There was paperwork and what is it, the OSHA or whatever it was. A lot of stuff came into play to where that being approved from being from work changed into something else, which led to me getting these points, which um, I was assured by the biggest manager in the store that these points would get taken care of, and that ended up not ever being the case. I was steadily asking him about, when is he going to clear these things, and he never got around to that, and assured me that I wouldn't have to worry about it. But that would be the thing that they would use to get rid of me, was that. Um, so yeah, no, I was able to, I was cool with that. I was just like, hey, whatever, y'all doing y'all thing. I'm gonna do my thing. I was able to collect unemployment from them, so it was cool for a little while, and then unemployment had stopped, and I was basically living off my savings and doing all that, which I'm still doing at up to this point right now. But yeah, no, I decided, like, with the time that I had, to be able to uh, create this platform that I have right now on YouTube. And so I use that time wisely, and I was able to build up to where I am right now, and have as many subs as I do up to this point, and create shows, and do all that stuff. But now I've gotten to the point to where, uh, my savings are starting to get exhausted a little bit, and I have to, unfortunately, dive back into, real life and the real world, which is something that at some point I'm gonna be able to build this thing up to where I don't have to do that, because the honest truth is that I really don't work it. I don't want to work in nobody's company anymore. I just don't, and it's not because I'm lazy or nothing like that. It ain't got nothing to do with that at all. But it does have to do with the fact that people in the workforce currently are not built the same. Like, it's not the same workforce that I came into when I was a young dude, and like a lot of people understood that they really had to work in order to get paid and do all that stuff. But now we got a workforce where a lot of these younger people that are coming in, and even the people who are older and somewhere around my age, or older than I am in some regards, are not willing to do, what I would be willing to do. Like, I go in expecting, like, if somebody's paying me to do whatever said job, then I feel like I should be doing that job, and trying to do it to the best of my ability, which is something that I always do. But we're not in that same place anymore. We're just not, and I don't want to be saddled around, because I know what ends up happening. Even going back, let's just say 10 years, 15 years ago, whatever it is, there was a shift happening with that kind of mindset, and I ended up in a lot of positions where I was just getting used by these companies, because I'm placed around people who don't have the same work ethic as me. And instead of putting the onus on them to get better, they just dump their shit on me. you know, it is like, well, he could do it, so why not, instead of like training these people to do better, or getting rid of those people so we can get better people in. It always turned into, let's just put the work on him. So um, I never, I didn't have an issue with that, in times past, because it just was what it was. What was I going to do about it? But I've gotten older. I've gotten just a little more uh, grumpier, probably. Like, I turned into a grumpy old man a little bit in that regard. I'm just like, nah, I just can't sit around and let people use me to the degree that they were doing. So, yeah, no, I just wish that, that this was a case to where I could just say, to hell with all of that. You know, I could just do this. What I really want to do is be able to provide content for people now that I'm doing that. And for the most part, I end up having fun doing this stuff. There's been a lot of there's been some times where it's not been enjoyable or as enjoyable. You know, And just for a lot of different reasons. One of the bigger reasons is the oversensitivity of a lot of people in this space. Um, a lot of people who will come in and they watch the videos, the viewing audience, who a lot of them, at least a lot of the ones that I've come across, have been like really good people. I've been able to engage with some great people, and still up to this day, right now, like some people who I hold in high regard, who I've never met physically, so it's been great in just in that sense, but also it's been kind of crazy on in another sense because I've gotten a lot of people who misinterpreted some things that I say for a lot of different reasons. Some of it could be cultural reasons, or some of it is just outright hating, just like we just don't like you, and we're going to make our voices heard. And so I've gotten some crazy stuff, when it comes to that. But still, in all, for the most part, I like doing this. And I can actually see myself, doing this as a way I have been, up to this point. Uh, Finally, well, just recently, I just started really just getting paid for doing this stuff, but it's not a lot of money. It's definitely not anything that would help pay the bills for. Well, it'll pay like a light bill, gas bill, something like that, maybe a phone bill, but not. It's not going to pay rent. It's it's not doing anything like that. And there's a lot of things, man. Like I said, I have to pay those utilities. There's internet service that you got to pay for, a phone, food, rent, so with all these things coupled together, it's just like shit, man. And I stopped getting paid unemployment like months ago, so all this stuff I've been having to go into my savings in order to be able to keep this ship afloat, if you will. But now it's just getting to the point where, if I don't figure out some things real fast, then shit, the ship may sink. And I'm definitely not going to allow that to happen. But it also means that I would have to step back from this for a little bit until I figure out whatever my next step is going to be. Which is going to mean like throwing myself back into uh, this crazy workforce. But I'm always for doing what you have to do, so, and yeah, no, that's basically what this video is about. Is just to say to everybody that I have enjoyed doing this. I'm not saying that I'm stepping away from this forever or something like that. I'll still be involved with doing whatever reactions that I could, or any videos like that. But yeah, my presence is going to be. I'm going to have to dial it back big time, and have to dedicate my time to actually doing something that's going to make me some real money. you know. So yeah, no, I just want to put that out there for people who are gonna, because I know people are gonna start wondering. I've already gotten a little bit of that already, because like the last day and a half, I really haven't been putting out a lot of material like normally I would. But yeah, no, it's just one of those things. The people are gonna ask and wonder, where are you, and you have been putting out stuff, and this video, if if they get a chance to see it, we'll be able to tell some of that story. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to hold you guys up forever or make this a super long video, but I did want to explain to those who uh, may be concerned about, my whereabouts in the space and all that kind of stuff. So, um, yeah, no, this is for that, and that's pretty much all that I have to say regarding it. But yeah, today I'm still thinking if I want to do any reactions or something like that for the rest of today. I may put out like one or two or something like that, but if you happen to not see my presence as heavy as you've been seeing it normally, then you'll look at this video hopefully and you'll get some of those answers as to why. But that's it. That's it, and that's all. So I'm gonna get going. You know, again, this is not a final. You will see me in the space periodically. And I'll still try to make my presence felt as much as I can, just to make sure that the people who still want to see me and want the content from me and my page. I'll still be able to give them something. But that's it. That's all. So I'm gonna end this. You can still like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. I still encourage that, because I'm gonna definitely, need all of that, because I still at the end of the day want to be able to build this up to the point where I don't have to, where I could just sit and do this. But this just isn't that time right now. So with that said, I'm gonna leave. I will see you guys again very soon. How often will that'll be up for debate. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or anything like that, you could just jump in the comment section. I have no issue with answering questions about this whole situation, or delving further into this whole thing, if need be. But yeah, that's gonna be about it for me, until further notice, you know. Um, so yeah, we'll be seeing you soon. So until next time, be safe and be good.